Hello and welcome back to the Milltown Way podcast. This is episode 7. It's great to have you with us again after what's been an incredible week coming off the back of the double. The buzz still hasn't worn off and we've plenty to chat about today. I'm joined here with Adam Casey. We're in that little gap between the cup final celebrations and the next Conference League clash, but there's still loads happening in the world of Rovers. We're talking about the former hoop Johnny Kenny getting some big minutes and a big win for the Republic of Ireland, as well as Michael Noonan bagging another at the Under-17 FIFA World Cup. So we've plenty to get into, and we'll just hop straight in.
Yeah, we're going to start with kind of the last week and what it means for Rovers, and particularly the fans, since that historic double win this day last week as we're recording.
Yeah.
How has the last week been as a double winner?
I know. I got me collecting my medal straight after. Look, it's been great, really, hasn't it? It's so much going on, but yeah, last week was special, and it's that kind of little period of the come down, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
after such a high and having to go back to normal life, having to go back to work on a Monday.
This week has maybe kept that going with other stuff, but it's been a strange week not having a Rovers game though either.
Yeah,
I know it's international break and stuff, but it's just something we have to get used to.
I know that's the thing, because the first half of the season and more, you get used to that. It's kind of uninterrupted.
Yeah, it's one game every Friday, really.
Yeah. Then you kind of have to stick. The qualifiers start to creep in, so then you're kind of used to midweek and maybe a Sunday game and stuff like that. And then by the end of the season, it's the most busiest. And all of a sudden, it just falls off a cliff, and we don't have a game for. Rovers don't play till Thursday week, so it's it's that type of
a little bit of what been nearly 2.5 weeks really since the last game.
Yeah, at least
and that's obviously a foreboding fixture with
Shakhtar Donetsk
coming to town.
But yeah, it's one of it's one of them that it's like up until the final, it's just so much go go go.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden,
it's like it just falls off a cliff. Yeah, that's it.
But
same with. As I said, we're going to be talking about international a little bit later, but there's 3 international breaks in the space of 3 months, and then there's not one until March.
And I'm sure after that result, we all want the next one to come straight away.
I don't want this one to end.
Exactly. But no, from the last episode, obviously thanks to everyone for listening. The listens are still coming through, and even if you're listening to this episode, you can still, it's not outdated. Shamrock Rovers are still the double champions, so
yeah,
give it a listen if you haven't already. Definitely worth listening to, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was good to do the episode after such a big game. It was just nice to reflect on the game. It's not something you often do as a fan, being able to just look back on the win and what it means. It was good, and it's something you can fill the gaps in, even if it is when there's no Rovers games on, you could go back and listen.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. If you're feeling you're missing your Rovers fix on Christmas Day, put it in the AirPods after the Christmas dinner, maybe.
Yeah. Or even during Christmas dinner.
Yeah, if the family...
Your nan's getting a bit bored. Back on the Milltown Way, episode 6.
Exactly.
Or 7, whichever you want.
if the family don't necessarily talk ball at the dinner table, pop one in. But no, look, last Sunday was just so special. And I suppose as time's gone on, you just appreciate more, in particular, similar to what your article was about for the Milltown Way. Stephen Bradley and my article about Rory Gaffney, 2 key figureheads at the club, and you appreciate it in the moment. Of course, you're celebrating the goal, for example, or the final whistle blows and stuff. But taking time out to just reflect on the impact they've had at the club and how special they are, and the fact that they're still going their own right. As in Stephen Bradley, young manager, producing such a good squad, time after time.
2 men who've contributed a lot to the club,
with
their years here, and especially this year, making it to the cup final, and then Rory in the final, doing what I don't know if many expected.
Yeah, like
You had talked about this last year when
even
you
in
hadn't
January
seen, even in January when you hadn't seen Rory Gaffney play football for a whole year, to say he's going to score a double
to
to
win the
win the
double.
double.
2 goals, 2 trophies.
Would have been like, don't believe it.
Exactly.
And how are you time traveling?
I'll have whatever he's having. Yeah, no, it was something special, and these days out in the Aviva that aren't for ceremonial League of Ireland fixtures.
Mickey Mouse games, just
don't,
say how it is.
don't want to get you started again, Adam. But
We don't have long enough.
but it's a special day out to have in the Aviva, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not something that comes often. So
No,
you appreciate it when it happens.
yeah, you definitely do, and it's just the supporters will be eternally grateful for this current squad, regardless of what happens after. To produce the double and bring it back to Tallaght for the first time in 38 years. It's something that's just unheard of, obviously because of the gap between double success at Rovers. But yeah, it's something that lives long in the memory of the players, and it's definitely going to live long in the memory of the supporters who follow this club.
Yeah, and the players, the manager, the fans, everyone is going to be impacted by it, and everyone's going to feel it and remember it for a long time to come.
The celebrations were nice. The videos of the squad and stuff, and in the hotel afterward with the trophies in their suits.
Yeah, the suits were nice.
They were, yeah. Particularly Rory Gaffney when he told him 2 big trophies in his hands.
He
has his hands full.
Yeah, he does. And then obviously they've been bringing the trophy around a bit. It was in the club store on Saturday.
Yeah,
it was in the square, I think.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that. Aaron Graham was with it.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't get robbed.
Sure, did you not pop down on your lunch break?
I didn't. I wasn't in that day.
Oh, right.
They knew I wouldn't get any work done.
You'd be going, yeah. You'd be trying to bring it back to work.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Look, it's so special to the club, and to see the celebrations is so nice as well. Because as well, like as Stephen Bradley spoke about in his post-match interviews, particularly after the Galway game that clinched the title in the end, and even after the Sligo game with the celebrations ongoing, that he acknowledged that the squad weren't really going to celebrate this until after the cup final. Now, there's pros and cons of that, because you also look at it and think, if, for example, obviously Rovers would have taken it a bit lighter in celebrating the league title. Yeah. Completely understandable when they had Athens the Thursday after, and then the cup final 8 days afterwards. But could you have imagined had the cup final not went the Rovers' way?
Yeah.
You don't think they're going back to revisit the celebration of the league title
just think
after
that's
that? It would have been
a solemn occasion, a sad all night.
Yeah, but it's a tough one, because it shouldn't be. It should be a case that you do.
It's still an achievement. You still won the league.
Like, you've won the league. It's aside from the cup, it's the biggest achievement you can make in domestic football in Ireland. So
yeah,
it should be something that's celebrated. But yeah, as I said, it could have easily just not really been appreciated by the player. Not to say they don't appreciate it, but a case of they wouldn't have had a celebration to appreciate it.
It's that whole mentality of you're only as good as your last match. Like,
yeah,
if your last match is losing the cup final, that's what's going to be in your head.
Yeah, and particularly with Stephen Bradley and this current squad, we spoke about it at length, on this podcast and in our articles, of that.
Yeah.
A winning mentality has been installed at Tallaght since Stephen Bradley's arrived, and it's one of these things that you can't just see them try. They wouldn't have been able to just kind of forget about the cup final loss, say if it happened, and go straight back to league title celebrations.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been possible, but luckily they don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. But yeah, fortunately for Shamrock Rovers and supporters, Rovers are the double winners, and there's 2 trophies to celebrate.
Yeah. Double the amount of beers. 2 million beers.
Yeah. Did you see what cans? Were you looking at what the cans were that they were drinking?
What were they?
If there was a few. So, I presume Rockshore are supplying them, because they're sponsors. Sponsors of the League of Ireland. So
they can sponsor the Milltown Way.
Yeah, exactly. You'll hear us cracking open one on a weekly basis if anything changes. It's like when we won't tell anyone if Rockshore sponsored the Milltown Way, would there be signs? And it does two can opens at the start of each episode.
And he was like, "Oh, I do love a rock show."
Yeah, just subtly bringing it in. But yeah, so everyone. I didn't see anyone that didn't have a rock show or can.
Yeah.
But there was a few ciders going about and a few lagers.
All right.
There was a balance. I think I see McGinty with a cider. I think
That's disappointing.
that's from our keeper.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, they got to celebrate it in full. I hope they're would say that I hope they're still celebrating them. Maybe it's time now to start.
I'd say
this week.
Yeah. Once the international break ends, they'll be back into it.
Yeah, and like they're so we'll get onto it, but they're still missing a striker in Michael Noonan.
Yeah.
Still reporting for international duty with the prolonged under-17 FIFA World Cup for Ireland.
Still out there in Qatar working away.
Yeah. They most recently overcame Canada on Friday.
Yeah.
It was 3 p.m. in the afternoon kickoff, Irish time anyways.
Mm-hmm.
In Qatar, they beat Canada and ended 1-1 after extra time. And then they in turn then won on penalties.
Yeah. Which, it's great to see the future of the Ireland team doing so well.
Yeah.
Winning on penalties. They went a long way on penalties. It was 9-8 in the end on penalties.
Yeah, I saw that. I presume everybody's seen the videos of the Canadian keeper giving the variables to each player, and
that was mad. But
it's surprising to see, not so like surprised maybe it's the wrong term, but like it's just unusual, I suppose, to see it at that age group, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
I like it though. You need them.
You need a bit of needle, yeah. And they gave it. I think if anything, it probably in a way gives just players extra motivation to score a penalty, because you seen nearly everyone whose penalty was converted in that shootout from the Irish perspective, they gave variables to them straight after scoring it.
Yeah.
Particularly the noticeable one. Well, you know, we won't be saying what Noonan said. Like, you don't have to be too good of a lip reader.
No.
To see what Michael Noonan said after he converted his penalty, but
not on this family-friendly show.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We want to keep it PG.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone and then there was one where the penalty taker he's Irish, but he was Canadian born.
Yeah.
His name slipped my mind, but the keeper, you could hear the keeper over the audio, and he just keeps saying, "I just want to know why you left."
Yeah.
Because he's from Canada, and then it's just so strange. And then like he gets up in his face after scoring the penalty.
It's mad.
But like it's good to see, and it's even better when the result goes your way.
Yeah, if it hadn't went your way, you would have been like, "I don't like that fella."
Yeah, and well, no one. I wouldn't say anyone really likes him anyway.
No, but you would have hated him. Maybe
he would have had the edge over this Irish team, but no, they done well, and Michael Noonan's goal was really good too.
Yeah,
he converted it well too. To credit to Michael Noonan for keeping the dream alive for the 17s. That's what is it, his fourth goal now of the campaign?
In the tournament, I think it is his fourth now. Yeah.
Fourth goal. But it's not just the credit doesn't stop at Michael Noonan. Obviously, it's the whole squad, but as well as that, you have Victor Osimhen who's in there. You have Alex Noonan, who's the keeper, part of the Rovers Academy. He's been playing every game for
third goal. Sorry, not fourth.
Third goal. Yeah. You got a double. Got a double against Panama, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he only got one. He's only got one in. He got one in the first game, one in the second, and then the Paraguay was 0-0.
Oh yeah. One Panama, one Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
0-0 with Paraguay, and he scored against Canada. But he's doing really well, and he's also, well, according to a lot of reports of late, he's getting linked with some big names as well.
I've seen something about United.
I've seen something about United, Everton. United and Everton were the two. Someone had mentioned that he got a link with Liverpool as well, but obviously
they're rumours.
They're rumours. You don't, a lad of his age.
You take them at place value, you don't.
Yeah, like he's not going to be able to leave until he turns 18, and anyways.
Yeah.
But no, he's doing well. He's not gonna. I don't think he'll be letting it get to his head.
No,
he seems like a lad who keeps his head on his shoulders firmly, and he's just going to be focused on the football. And they play Switzerland on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a big game, and then they'll play the winner of either Mexico or Portugal.
Portugal,
we have their number.
yeah, exactly. We might want to give a call to the senior squad then if that's the case, and see how they unfold them. But yeah, it's Switzerland on Tuesday. It's on RT2.
Yep.
As far as I'm aware. What time is it, local time? for
It
us.
is on at 2:45 local time.
4 to 3. So if you want to watch the lads, if you're, I don't know, if you're in work and it's not too busy,
Yeah.
open a new tab on on the laptop and have that on in the background. Or if you're working from home, even better. Because they're really good games as well. They're really
Yeah, the quality's very high.
it's really entertaining to watch. It's definitely what you affiliate with these players. And yeah, hopefully lasting success for Michael and Alex Noonan, and as well as Victor Osimhen, who they keep trucking along. Max Kovalevskis did get injured
Yeah.
last week, and it looks like he'll miss whatever remains of the campaign, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see for him.
Yeah, he was doing so well.
Yeah.
He also scored against Panama. But no, credit to them. I suppose from current hoops to former hoop,
Yeah.
Johnny Kenny, the one they say never to fall in love with the loney.
Yeah. Made his
And
Ireland debut for his first cap.
yeah,
Obviously wasn't included in the original squad, but after Evan Ferguson's injury
yeah.
was confirmed, he was brought in on last minute's notice, and
Last minute notice and nearly scored a last minute winner.
yeah, and he made his debut, so congratulations to him, but
Yeah,
I'm still in shock.
yeah. When I saw, of course, look, Troy Parrott is after doing the job for Johnny Kenny, and is in doing what, finishing the business really.
Yeah.
Signing the deal and signing it off. But yeah, for Johnny Kenny, I just saw his name in lights when he had that opportunity, and he was very unfortunate not
Great
to.
save.
It was a really good save, and it was just really unfortunate it didn't bounce in.
Yeah, I thought it was going to bounce in or maybe fall to either there.
Yeah, something.
But it doesn't matter now. It's just two games that I think will be etched in the mind of all current Ireland football fans for a long, long time.
Yeah, it's really good that Irish supporters are also thinking positive of the Irish team at the minute. Back-to-back
Yeah.
wins over Portugal and Hungary.
The mindset's shifted a lot in a week
Yeah,
for most people, but some people backed them from the start, you know. Some people have been saying they're going to qualify since before the first Hungary game.
But it's good. It's also good to see Johnny Kenny coming in from a League of Ireland perspective, of course. Former Sligo and Rovers striker. He's obviously doing well at Celtic. That's kind of,
You could argue he probably should have been called up last year.
yeah, 100%. He was on fire for Rovers and in playing against top European oppositions in the Conference League, and he wasn't getting a look in. But look, he's there now. That's the main thing, and definitely, he had that chance. Obviously, look, it was unfortunate not to go in, but I think that's just definitely a sign to see,
Yeah.
he'll be in there more.
You could see him definitely getting included more, and you do have to feel bad for Evan Ferguson as well, not being able to be there for these two big games. He was a player who was probably our best player in some of the earlier campaigns. So it was sad not to see him there, but in the end it meant Troy Parrott started, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. Yeah, exactly that. But I suppose,
where's the statue? That's all.
Where's it? You've been pecked by the
Build
parrot.
a statue. Just build it. I'll chip in.
Everyone's saying you've been pecked by the parrot.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Johnny Kenny getting the cap is great to see, and you could argue should have had one last year, but
Yeah,
he's got it now, and for him, I would say that's just a great feeling to be finally able to play for your country.
it was great to see him in an Ireland jersey too.
Yeah.
That was really nice, for the senior team and stuff. That was a really positive sign, and look, hopefully that's just the start of more.
Yeah,
to come.
But also, let's just think about it. Beating Hungary away is a big deal. Like, I know obviously it's with the playoffs and the scope of everything, it's great, but just beating Hungary away is a big deal all in itself. If this was the first game of the campaign, you'd be delighted.
Yeah, of course.
Beating Hungary away is...
Well, it's like Ireland without a win in the first 3 qualifier games,
and
then three wins in the last 3 games. So
I haven't watched my jersey since that Armenia game.
Thought you could pass there that you haven't watched since the Armenia game.
There's a toxic cloud around.
But it was a huge win for Ireland. But I suppose moving it on
to what you're here to see, we're here to hear.
Yeah, exactly that. There's a bit of I suppose it allows them now that there's such a big gap between the games that it gives you that bit more opportunity to reflect on. As you said, we've reflected on the final.
Yeah.
But as well as that, it's a case of now reflected on. I don't know about you, but it's had me thinking of some of the futures of these players and
Yeah. Obviously, January's
is
can
coming
be a
around.
scary time for Rovers fans, and some players leave, changes are made. Players leave, players come in, but
You would like to think that you know ahead of for any departures, and I'm sure they will. Because obviously, the contracts will expire the 1st of January.
yeah.
You would like to think that they're all fully confirmed before Rovers play that game against Hamilton Spartans
Mm-hmm.
on the 18th of December because that's the last home game.
Yes, of course.
So it's a case of, there might be a few goodbyes when that final whistle sounds.
I don't
And
like that.
I suppose this current squad, there's a few to name that this future remains uncertain. Josh
Yeah.
Honahan, Rory Gaffney,
That-
we don't know because
we don't know. We're speculating, but
and that's what happens when there's a bit more when it's a bit of a quieter spell. We've no inside source that has told us anything different at the
no.
minute. But I suppose it just does. It's just normal to kind of wonder what the future's going to hold, and if there's going to be any departures, you would expect the likes of, say, I think Aaron Green will head out the door if his contract is to expire. I don't see it getting renewed. He's had a limited impact. He still had a positive impact. Like for argument's sake, he scored that goal against Drogheda in the FAI Cup quarter final. So he definitely still showed that he could have a positive impact on the squad. But he's also been limited with injuries and there's a severe amount of games that Rovers play with Europe and the Cup and the league that he obviously isn't getting. He's not able to be playing week in week out or playing 2 games a week. But he's one. But I suppose the main one is Josh Honahan. One of them.
Why?
Lincoln City bid for him. It was in excess of €600,000 during the summer, and it was rejected. It was turned down.
Let's say the price tag's gone up.
Yeah, and it was rightly turned down. I don't think Josh Honahan should be leaving for anything less than $1 million.
No, for the quality of player he is, no.
He's quality of player. He's 24, so he has a long career left. He's easily going to play another 10 years.
He's only 24.
Yeah. And yeah, you can imagine then. Look, he was unfortunate with a couple of injuries there, recently, and then he had that terrible tackle from Harry Nevin in the cup final, and that led to Nevin getting sent off. And he got in. He picked up the injury against Galway, that ruled him out of the Athens game and the Sligo game, which was the last game of the season. But
it's been unlucky the last little while, but
yeah. Well, I suppose did he miss Athens because he was still hurting, or did he miss Athens because it was all about the cup final?
A bit about maybe.
Yeah, I'd say
he probably was still hurting, but they just didn't want to rush him back.
Yeah, you can't. I suppose just damage limitations, isn't it? That you don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
But in terms of, do you expect him to be, bound for an exit in January?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, it's one of them.
I think it could be time.
Yeah, time. It's tough, isn't it? Like that's why we've got Callum in.
Yeah,
his brother. Yeah, that's why.
Clowned him.
You just need to produce the next best thing. That's why Borussia Dortmund got Job.
Yeah, Job.
And if anything, this is a better set of brothers.
Yeah. If we're replicating Dortmund, we're not doing too bad.
Yeah, he is someone that, look, we just hope that Rovers can get a good fee from. It's very often you see that these League of Ireland players leave for fees that don't represent
they're not.
Their output.
They're too little. I don't know. I feel like I don't think he'd leave for anything less than what he believes he's worth.
Yeah, you see, for Josh, he's going to be. We see it's more the club if they're going to let him leave.
Yeah, I think the club will. If they turn down 600,000, they're not going to want anything less than that again.
Yeah. Now the only the other thing, the other side of the coin, when it comes to these type of things, is Josh will want to live. As in, he's going to want to head to England. That's where the opportunities are. That's where there's probably you can imagine they're going to offer more money than what Rovers can offer. They haven't been notorious to offer a lot more than what Rovers or other League of Ireland clubs can offer, but he's definitely someone that has a lot of talent that's there to see, and I think Rovers should be getting a good fee for him. And I said in excess of
Yeah,
$1 million. And the way obviously Victor Osimhen, he may have a higher ceiling, he may not. He's younger, so
yeah,
but he signed for Arsenal for us. The fee was in around 2 million.
yeah, which is
Which,
record.
now obviously as well as that, Lincoln and Arsenal have quite different budgets.
Yeah,
But
but
I
also
think
Lincoln are sitting second in League One at the moment, so
that it could be
could be
championship
thinking like
football.
it could be from his perspective, you can see why he wouldn't want to turn down championship football.
No, like yeah, exactly that. Like there's more opportunity, and yeah, I suppose I always just look at it in terms of, aside from money, if the club is going to offer more money in terms of wage and stuff, that's understandable.
Yeah, of course.
There might be more. I wouldn't even would say more eyes on you playing at Lincoln City than Shamrock Rovers. Like don't,
Well, not that much, I don't think.
and particularly when like Rovers are regulars now in European football.
Yeah, that argument you probably could have made a few years ago, but I don't think so anymore.
Particularly with
Rovers.
the rapid rate the league is growing at. I don't
The
go
rapid
on.
rate it's going. The fact at least one game's being televised every week, nearly. The European football. You could argue that it is. There's not that much more eyes, or maybe if there is a difference, it's a slight difference between the two.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's exactly that. But we'll see how that unfolds, and I presume as I said, you'd like to kind of have a confirmation ahead of the Hamrun Spartans game to know who you're singing for, for maybe the
Yeah, for
last
the last
time.
time, giving us a standing ovation at the end.
Yeah, that sort of so, and obviously it also hinges on the predicament the Rovers are going to be in when they head into that, because
Yeah,
there's 2 games between now and then that are going to essentially decide
yeah, which
Rovers' future and championship.
Shakhtar.
Shakhtar, yeah, that small team.
Yeah, that we've mentioned a few times, and
But I suppose
they've just been lurking.
in,
They're
in,
waiting.
in the
There's a
shadows.
man in the woods.
But the other player, Rory Gaffney,
Trying to break my heart today.
no, on the back of watching Ireland come back to be
Yeah.
hungry 3-2, we're talking
Bring me back down to a normal level.
again, similar to that, no update as to what's happening, and
No.
I wouldn't anticipate whether he is going to leave or not without we'd have an update at this point. Anyways, it's just one that I'm kind of noting, because his contract, he did sign a 1-year contract, when he came back, when he signed a new one in January. So it is a case that he may or may not be in a Rovers shirt come February when the league starts up again.
Oh God!
Two sides of that coin.
Looking at it from his perspective,
Great way to sign off.
great way to end it. Like you being out for a year and then coming back and being the man to seal the double.
Yeah, but I do
It's-
think he's valued too much within the club. I think he values Rovers too much to head off. Yeah, I think he has
No.
at least another year in Tallaght. I don't like, the way he speaks so highly of the club, and of course he will anyways. He's playing for the club, and he does love the club. Been
I don't think he'll leave for any other club if anything's
yeah,
happening, it's retirement.
and he did show his loyalty, because, as Bradley's touched on before, that last year January he had solid offers from other clubs
Yeah.
in Ireland, and he decided to take a pay cut to remain at Rovers. That to me would tell me that he's on board with the plan that Bradley has at the club.
Yeah, the vision for the club.
Yeah, the way it's moving forward, and where Gaffney saw himself in those plans was quite different, but at the same time he forced himself into Bradley's plans
He
by
did.
making himself fit and producing top quality performances in Europe and in the league and in the cup, of course.
Yeah, of course. Which I just don't like the idea of not seeing Rory Gaffney.
Not hearing his name rung out from the south stand. Yeah,
But then you also think if he was to retire, could you see him coming in a role in the club?
Yeah,
Coach of some capacity, obviously. Not Stephen Bradley's not going anywhere.
I don't. Yeah, well,
we're not getting into that.
You spoke of his audition. That
but
I don't think that's put on ice now after
I think
after
the
Ireland.
dentist has another appointment.
Yeah, you've just been flossed by the dentist.
I think Heimer Halgrimson will be there to stay, and rightly so.
Yeah, I think exactly, and I don't want Bradley going anywhere.
No, I don't want Bradley going anywhere. But that was just
it's just a thaw.
that had snuck in the head. But
Yeah.
Heimer Hallgrimsson is. Uh,
I'd still firmly believe, regardless of what happens, if, for example, let's just say Heimer Hallgrimsson got a year extension, and let's just, for example, if he was, if he was sacked, say, after next year,
yeah.
and I'd still have the same belief that it's a poison chalice for Stephen Bradley to head into. Now, of course, he's not going to turn it down, but in the case that everyone's so quick to criticise when
It is, but
squad in
also
front.
it is, but you can see what one game can do for the team, and like if they make,
If they make the World
sorry,
Cup, is
when
that
we
what
make the World Cup, people's opinion of the team will just shift completely. A little full 180.
Yeah,
And everyone will be behind the team.
yeah.
Or it's bouncing back again.
Yeah, well, that's it. And even it was quite funny watching the game on RTE and their graphic of how Ireland's schedule will look for 2026, and it has because it must have been done before the game because it has for March says playoffs or friendlies, and then
That's not friendlies.
for June and July it says friendlies is in June. I think because
Yeah, there's that international break at the start of June.
yeah, because it's before the World
Yeah.
Cup, so they get a game in. But then it says June friendlies, July World Cup question mark.
Yeah, not anymore.
It's signed, sealed, and delivered.
Well, I just don't like. The only thing is with the American World Cup. I want to know what times the games are going to be at. That still hasn't been released with the time difference and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's true because
you're on American time, so it won't matter.
you'll be at the same time as them. Yeah, well, that's it because I did see a thing where because obviously heat waves and stuff over there during the summer that they're going to be looking to play games after half eight at night American time,
God.
which isn't
Will be 1 or 2, depending on
what state,
what state, what time zone they're in. But
I suppose.
enough talk about time zones.
we're the time zone kings between the 17 World Cup
Yeah,
and this. But well, yeah, we had Sean's aviations last week that
Yeah.
we mentioned. We got surely someone has a page for time zones.
Yeah, Tim's time zones. Yeah.
The Milltown Way time zone. But I suppose we'll just slightly touch on the upcoming clash with Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah,
Just there will be another episode between that, and that will be out this day next week.
yeah,
But, and we'll be doing a full preview on Donetsk and what to expect coming into that Conference League clash and how important it will be. But just looking at it from now, a week on from the cup final, winning the double, and now a week and a half, so to speak, until that game.
yeah.
To
Early thoughts.
Yeah,
Big game. It means a lot for. I think if they, I don't know. I don't want to say if they lose, that's it. But
no, I don't think so.
It's not.
Like the 7, Stephen Bradley's touched on the 7-point benchmark,
yeah,
which is still within the grasp.
it
of
is.
this
But also
club.
the 7 point. The 7 points. I do think is possible.
But it does mean
To win the last
2 games. I think Hanron Spartans on paper Rovers should be beating Hanron Spartan. I think coming around to it they should. But it is that trip to Iceland that will. I think that would be nearly a tougher test, and a bigger kind of occasion in some ways, in terms of meaning, anyways.
Yeah.
For Rovers progressing, if Rovers progressed, getting past the league phase, winning the league and winning the cup, you couldn't ask for a better.
You can't ask for a better season.
Stephen Bradley, he just
wants more.
building a dynasty at Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, he just wants more.
He does. He's improved the overall standards, the quality of the squad, and it's there time and time again to see for everybody. And yeah, he's just this squad. He doesn't want to put it. He spoke after the final about ceilings, and he doesn't want to put a ceiling on this squad because he thinks this team can progress, and it's definitely the right mentality to have.
I think he's proven that as well, that it can progress.
Yeah, exactly that. He just he instills quality. It looks like he just does it with every player he has. Whether they're an older head that comes into the dressing room. For example, Adam Matthews that came in. Whether it's someone like him or if he's bringing through Victor Osimhen, who's the other end of the spectrum in terms of his career. It's just it's a testament to him. It's a testament to Glenn Cronin as well, and Stephen McPhail. What they're producing at this club is
it's abundantly clear that he's
precedent.
having a massive impact on these players.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone can argue that.
I think, like as I said, slightly just touch on our early thoughts of this Shakhtar Donetsk game. I think most supporters will still be in that kind of that little in between, that balance of celebrating the double success and moving into European football. I think Rovers still have competitive games remaining this year.
Yeah,
it's that little grey area, but
it's getting back into the mix of it. But
and the fact that it's only 3 games,
it's
a bit tougher, isn't it? Like on these players. But as we say, I think we've probably said it in every episode, it's the punishment of success.
Yeah, it's suffering from success.
Yeah, but any earlier thoughts on Shakhtar Donetsk coming to Tallaght?
Small. I just think it's a massive game in terms of this, how good the opponents are, and also just the context and how vital a game it is. But like any result against Shakhtar would be gigantic. But the rest of the thoughts will come closer to the time, really. But
once a little bit more of the
celebrations
wear off.
Once the celebrations wear off, once you start seeing once the lads get back training, everyone will feel a bit that. Obviously, you're not going to forget the cup and stuff, but it's on to the next thing.
Bradley's and use that as a success, as a motivator.
Yeah,
as well.
It's momentum. It just keeps gathering momentum and building on that.
We'll be recording the next episode 8, looking at Shakhtar Donetsk, on Sunday. It'll be released on the Monday then before the game. If you do have anything that you want us to talk about ahead of the Shakhtar Donetsk game on that episode, get in touch with us if you have any questions or anything you want us to discuss.
You can leave it in the comments on the podcast itself wherever you listen, or you can message the page, comment on any of the posts. But anything you want us to
email as well, any option.
Anything you want us to cover, like specific areas, if there's any questions you have or anything about that, any time zone questions or aviation questions.
We're your one-stop shop.
Let us know.
Exactly that. We want to hear from you as always, and just keep up the engagement and keep listening to this podcast. We appreciate every listen, goes a long way.
It really does. Every share, everything, every little bit helps.
It does. And as well as that, we appreciate everyone who reads our articles. Like, a lot of effort goes into these articles. They're not done on a whim. As you may be able to tell or may not be able to tell, depending on the quality.
Yeah, depends who's writing.
Exactly. But no, always just keep engaging with us. Follow us at the Milltown Way across X, Facebook, and Instagram. And make sure to listen. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. Keep sharing, keep listening, and keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you.